flyers and other people who are probably in pain right now. I'm assuming if you clicked on this video that you are experiencing delayed onset muscle soreness, or DOMS, which occurs 24 to 72 hours after a workout. But if you are just here and you're not experiencing pain, you just want to learn, you're just more prepared than the rest of us, I guess. So congratulations for that. DOMS is created by micro tears in the muscle as you're working out, and when you do extending movements, say you are doing like a bicep curl, when you come down, that's when your muscles are stretching, and that's when they get little tears in them as they're being pulled to their max. So this is technically an injury. It's a short-term injury, but it can be really, really painful, and it can prevent you from getting back to your fitness goals. If you want to get back up in the air sooner, I have a lot of tips for doing so and things that I do myself in order to make my muscles heal as fast as possible so I can get back to my training. Many of us are going back to the studio for the first time right now, so we're experiencing more muscle soreness than usual, especially if we're doing it all of a sudden super regularly and super vigorously. We're going to be stressing our muscles out in a way that they haven't been in a while, and we've definitely probably lost some strength over the time that we've been away. So for me, I just got back, and I'm also doing cross training in addition, so I'm definitely feeling it right now. The micro tears that you get in your muscles, they create fluid retention. So your body is going to hold more water than it usually does, meaning that your body has less water for other functions. So this is going to lead to dehydration, and you also just need more while your muscles are healing because the nutrients get carried to your muscles by water. So if you drink more water, you're going to ensure that you're, first of all, not dehydrated from the extra water that your muscles are taking to heal, but you're also making sure that your body has what it needs in order to run just normally, because you just need water, and that's a fact. Increasing your water intake is going to help you, so definitely drink more than you're used to or more than you typically would. I know a lot of people don't get the water that they should or reach their daily water intake, so I would definitely recommend before and after drinking water, and then even during if you have time. The following days after, you're still going to be healing, so you are going to need extra water then as well. The second tip is to increase how much sleep you're getting, especially the first night after you work out. So for me, I try to get 8 hours, but if I've asked a lot of my body that day, I will shoot for 9 or 10, or if I don't have any place that I have to be urgently the next day, then I'll allow myself to just sleep as long as my body needs. Your sleep is a very crucial time of rapid healing, so if you're only getting 4 hours, you're cutting that time short, and so you're not going to heal as fast as you would if you had slept normally or with even more sleep. So if you sleep a little bit extra, or just even sleep full 8 hours if you don't normally get that, then you're going to be improving your chances of being able to get back to your exercise much sooner. I would definitely recommend getting enough sleep before your class or your exercise as well, because if you're showing up already deprived there, that's just going to put extra strain on your body, because your body does its most regenerating at night. So if you show up to a class really tired, you're not going to have all of the energy that you need to put forth for the things that you're asking of your body. So if that's not possible, definitely try to get extra sleep the following night, so that way you can give your muscles optimal time to rest and regenerate. My third tip is to eat high nutrient foods. So it's always best to eat within an hour of working out. For me, that's a little bit difficult because I have a 45-minute drive home from my aerial classes, so I don't always have access to food. Usually I'll try to bring like mixed nuts or like a banana or a granola bar on the way home before I can get dinner, because dinner is like usually what I'm eating that's like the most beneficial. Like I'll either have like fish and veggies or like chicken and veggies or some kind of like lean protein. And if you're plant-based, there's definitely plenty of options there too. Just make sure that you're combining the right food so that way you can form a complete protein. Regardless of if it's possible for you to eat like right after your class, you still need to be eating high nutrient foods and a lot more protein than you normally would while you're exerting your body, and definitely if you're strength training and trying to build muscle, because your muscles are made of protein. Your body is made of protein, so the only way for you to build more proteins is to consume protein. So when you're consuming those amino acids, they're working together to form a complete protein. But if you don't have all of your amino acids from your food, then you're not going to be able to form a complete protein, and that's going to inhibit muscle growth. So there is a lot of different links online about which foods go well together, and these are particular to plants because animal products are already complete proteins on their own. But with plants, you can make a complete protein, you just need to know what to combine. Quinoa is one of them that contains all of the essential amino acids and forms the complete protein, so that's a really good one to eat. If you're coming out of an intense workout, I would definitely eat like quinoa and veggies or something. Whatever you feel is best for your own needs. Overall, you just want to make sure that you're eating enough to rebuild your muscle fibers, and often that's going to be more than you would normally need if you are just sedentary and like having a day off. You're definitely going to need more food on the days that you're working out, and especially if you're doing aerial, than on days that you're just resting. So anticipate that you'll need a little bit more food. If you'd like a little bit more structured meal guide to follow, then turn on my notifications by hitting the bell, and you should see a video in the next 2 weeks from now about food for aerialists, like optimal nutrition for aerialists. So that is going to be about 2 weeks from this video's release date. My fourth tip is to use a foam roller. So if you don't have a foam roller, you could also get a massage from a friend, a partner, or even a professional if you're about that. Before I used a foam roller, I kind of was like blowing it off, and I didn't really realize what they were actually capable of. I definitely underestimated the power of a foam roller. I remember when I first used one, I had a Charlie horse so bad, because I get those sometimes after like trying a new move in aerial, and like it just won't go away for the rest of the class. And this one time I mentioned it, and the instructor was like, yeah, like use this foam roller and roll it out. I was like, like whatever, that's not gonna get rid of it. And yeah, so it got rid of it. It was gone. I rolled it out for like 20 seconds and it literally just went away. So it should lessen the days that you're sore after your workout. My fifth tip is to do yoga or light stretching the days following your workout. I did this and it definitely helped so much. Like, it's still good to move your muscles a little bit, even though you might be excruciatingly sore. And I know sometimes like the last thing you want to do when you are injured is like, you can barely get out of bed, so like why would you want to work out? So I find that even if I'm not feeling like I want to and I just start doing it, my muscles feel so much better afterwards, and then the lifespan of their soreness is shortened a lot. I don't recommend stretching extensively before a workout. This is because your muscles are similar to a rubber band. So if you imagine putting a rubber band in a freezer or a fridge and you take it out a few hours later and you try to stretch it, it's gonna be really rigid and might even snap. And if you heat a rubber band up, it's going to be a lot more flexible and it will stretch a lot faster. It will stretch a lot more and a lot farther. So your muscles are the same way. When they're warm, they stretch and they give a lot more than when you're cold, and you can risk hurting yourself if you're completely cold just going into trying to stretch. I would recommend more of an active warm-up before, so that way you can get your muscles ready, get all the blood flowing, and you definitely need to warm up before aerial, like that's a given. But if you want to incorporate stretching or have found that it's beneficial to you, I would recommend a 75% active warm-up and then 25% active stretching. So active stretching is more of like, it's not, you don't get into the position and hold it for however many seconds. You're stretching, but you're moving around as you're doing it. You're kind of in and out of it. You're not staying in one position the whole time. So this keeps your blood flowing, this keeps you getting warmed up and ready for the exercise, but you're not really pulling on your muscles and trying to stretch so much. You're just trying to focus on getting like limber and ready to go. The best time to stretch for gaining flexibility and to prevent muscle soreness is right after you work out. So that is when your muscles are already warmed up. Do Yoga has a lot of free programs, and this is what I use whenever I want to do yoga, and I do a lot better with guided yoga. I know a lot of other people do too. So it really helps me get into not only a relaxed mindset, but it relaxes my muscles and it really stretches them out and gets them moving just a little bit to kind of lessen the pain and, like, again, bring a little bit more stimulation to the area. And I've noticed a drastic difference since I started doing yoga when I was sore. Because what I used to do, I'd be like, oh, I'm sore, I need to just take it easy today, and just like, I won't put pressure on myself to do anything, which is fine, but it doesn't necessarily do anything to benefit your muscles and your muscle soreness. So I will include the link down below for Do Yoga, so that way you can check that out. And then my sixth tip is things to avoid, which are basically any kind of toxins within your control, because toxins, our exposure to them is pretty inadvertent. Like, we don't really have a choice and are around them constantly, but there are some that we have control over. So minimize toxins as much as possible, like smoking and drinking. If you have to get your party on, do it when you're not recovering from vigorously flailing around in the air. Toxins draw away nutrients from your muscles. They take away nutrients from other areas as well, but particularly in this time when you're trying to heal your muscles, they're going to take the focus away from that. So some toxins will bind to antioxidants and they'll bind to other nutrients that you take in. You're not going to absorb them, you're just going to pass them. I am working on a holistic nutrition certification, so I've learned a lot about lifestyle and dietary exercise habits. I really wanted to learn about health to supplement my aerial training, because I just would notice there would be so many differences in how I would feel in class from a day-to-day basis. So I really could think of the only changing factor would be my food and like what I would eat before class. Like, there'd be some things that I'd eat and I would feel so tired in class, like I would not be energized at all, and food is supposed to be your fuel, so I'd be like, okay, why am I feeling like this? And so that's really what started my interest in health. And now my goal with it is to try and incorporate it into aerial as much as possible, especially with these videos, because I can help other people with the same issues that I was dealing with. There weren't videos like this out there for me to look up, and there was nothing geared towards aerialists specifically, and we all have individual concerns relating to aerial that people just kind of can't answer. And the same usually could be said of like dance or something like that, but there really are two separate art forms. So I think that they each need to have their own special kind of education corners of the internet and kind of need to be separated, because there are different needs. One is on the ground and one is in the air, so they are in that way very different.